What's up guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia and today we're going to be doing a paleo full day of eating. So you guys always hear me say I try to stick to a whole foods based diet, and for the most part that is pretty much what the paleo diet is. I'll dive into it a little bit more later, but you guys are about to see an entire day of paleo based, whole foods based eating, and that's pretty much how I eat majority of the time. So for breakfast I'm having a Granny Smith apple and then an omelet with egg whites, 1 egg, turkey bacon, and then some peppers and onions. And then in my coffee, I made it earlier, but it does have 1 scoop of collagen and then a serving of the oat milk creamer. That's technically not paleo, but I really just can't cut corners on that because I don't really like the taste of coffee unless there's like the slightest bit of sweetness to it. So I picked my battles and oat milk creamer is one of them. And then I did have my reds and my greens beforehand, and I've had a little bit of water, but this is meal number 1. Hello, we are back. I didn't have time to really chat earlier because I had to get a bunch of work done and my workout before I trained my client at 10 a.m. But I'm done training her now and done with like the bulk of my work, so I wanted to actually sit down and discuss what a paleo diet or whole foods based diet is. I know they're technically separate things, and no, I am not one who is obsessed with fad diets. I actually really don't like fad diets at all. I prefer like a lifestyle and a way of eating that you can maintain for your entire life, and for me that is sticking to a whole foods based diet, and that happens to kind of be my idea of a paleo diet as well. Basically just limiting processed foods as much as possible because those are the foods that make me feel like crap, and I don't like feeling like crap. So when I'm sticking to mainly whole foods, I feel my best. But I wanted to actually read you like the definition of what the internet says a paleo diet is versus a whole foods based diet. So a paleo diet typically includes lean meats, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, foods that in the past could be obtained by hunting and gathering. So when I first heard about the paleo diet, I was basically told it's whatever the cavemen had access to. So basically those whole natural foods that you can find from the earth. And then according to the internet, a whole foods diet, a lot of the definitions were whole foods plant-based diets. I'm talking about like a whole foods diet non-plant-based, but it said a whole foods diet is full of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, and it limits the amounts of processed foods you eat. So that is the key point for me, limiting processed foods. Like I said, processed foods typically make me feel like crap, so that's why I try to stick to mainly whole foods and minimally processed. But I wanted to just kind of clear that up and talk about whole foods and paleo diets, and just reiterate that I am not one for fad diets. I just eat in a way that works for me and that I can maintain my entire life. Of course, I have like cheat meals here and there, and I don't like completely cut things out of my diet, but when it comes to like my main meals, the majority of the groceries that I buy, they are whole foods and minimally processed. I'm rarely buying processed things and I'm rarely eating processed things, but it's all about balance, that 80-20 rule rule, 80% of the time eating those whole natural foods and 20% of the time kind of letting yourself eat whatever. So that's why I stick to whole foods as much as possible. But that's my little rant, that's my little chit chat about whole foods and paleo based diet. I personally love them, but I don't like to think of it as a diet. It's more of like a lifestyle and a way of eating, and it's all about balance in the end. It is literally all about balance. But let's get into my lunch. All right guys, lunch is served. It is a big old bowl of some stir-fry veggies, a huge chicken breast, and then a pesto on top. I always season my chicken and veggies with salt, pepper, garlic powder. Can't go wrong with those three. The veggies that I use are the stir-fry blend from Costco, like the literal Kirkland brand ones. They're the best stir-fry veggies in the world, and the bag lasts me forever because it is huge. And then the pesto that I use is the vegan kale, cashew, and basil pesto from Trader Joe's. I love it. It is absolutely delicious, and I can read and literally picture and know every single ingredient that is on the ingredient list. So we love that. We love that it is made of whole foods. But that is meal number 2. All right, it's a little bit later, and it's time for a little snack before I head over to my grandparents real quick. And I'm sure you all could have guessed it, but we're having some pineapple because I am still obsessed. This is my 3rd pineapple in 3 days. It might be a problem, but Cameron helped me with one of them, but the other 2, all me. Wow, you can tell it is hot in here from me cooking, but dinner is served. Nothing new, nothing crazy. You guys know we're obsessed with salmon in this household. So we have some pan-seared salmon, some cauliflower gnocchi, and the kale vegan cashew basil pesto that I showed you guys earlier from Trader Joe's. And yes, the cauliflower gnocchis, technically, I guess you would say they are processed, but the only ingredients in them are cauliflower, cassava flour, potato starch, extra virgin olive oil, and sea salt. So I can identify, I literally know every single ingredient within these cauliflower gnocchis. So in my book, it's an A+, okay? I am obsessed with these. I think they are delicious, and they are a great alternative to like still getting some veggies in, but like a pasta alternative if you're a fan of gnocchis. They're typically made with like flour and potato. I'm obsessed with gnocchis. I'm Italian, but I also am obsessed with the cauliflower gnocchis. I think they're delicious. And then like I said, I just put more of that pesto on top. I honestly am working with very limited groceries. Typically we would throw salmon over like a big salad, or I would throw it over stir-fry veggies. But I didn't want to have stir-fry veggies again because I thought that'd be very boring for you guys, even though this is still slightly boring. But like I said, limited groceries. I need to go shopping later on this week, but that is dinner. All right, clearly I have showered. Dinner was delicious. And now it's time for some dessert while we watch Suits in the living room. I cut up another huge Granny Smith apple with some peanut butter. I know I already had an apple today, but I guess 2 apples a day keeps the doctor away, at least in my books. So this is dessert, and that is gonna wrap up my full day of eating. I have had way over a gallon of water today. I think I'm on my 5th, and I had like a glass of ice water with dinner. So way over a gallon, and that is my full day of paleo eating. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and no, it is not like textbook perfect paleo, but you guys get the point. Sticking to whole foods as much as possible and limiting processed foods as much as possible. That is just what helps my body feel and function its best. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Oh, and yes, if anyone was wondering, I did finish the entire pineapple today.